Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Friday, May 9th, 2025. Recent fire activity for the Great Basin is shown here, and the prescribed fires are in this pinkish purple color, so we do see decent prescribed fire activity in the northern half of the basin. These red dots show the recent wildfires, and they've all remained small. Precipitation for the past 7 days is shown here on the left. Nice to see some precipitation totals over the southern half of the Great Basin with that multi-day event this week. And then the percent of normal over the past 30 days shows very dry conditions across the northern half of the area, especially portions of western Idaho. This morning's satellite imagery shows high pressure ridge building into the Great Basin for warming and drying over the coming days. So for today, again, that high pressure ridge is in place over the basin with generally warm temperatures and sunny skies area wide. Ventilation rates are decent out there today. Transport winds are pretty light with just some breezy conditions over the central Idaho mountains and along in western Nevada. Mixing heights are high. On Saturday, we begin to see a low pressure system developing off the Pacific coast. This will start to bring some breezier winds into portions of the Great Basin, especially in the west, and also a little bit of precipitation out ahead of that low could bring some precipitation to the northern portions of the area beginning on Saturday as well. Ventilation rates are high. Again, transport winds picking up in the western half of the Great Basin ahead of that low, the breezy winds over the central Idaho mountains and in western Nevada, and mixing heights are high. On Sunday, that trough continues to strengthen and move a little bit closer to the Great Basin, bringing stronger winds to the Great Basin out ahead of that low, and ventilation rates are high. So on Sunday, transport winds are decent across much of the area, so take that into account for your Mother's Day plans. Winds are particularly strong along the Sierra front with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Mixing heights are high as well on Sunday. The clearing index is high for the next 3 days for the state of Utah. Precipitation for the next 3 days is shown here. Again, looking for some moisture out ahead of that low to bring some storms possible over Idaho, mainly far northern Utah. This is Saturday into Sunday. On Monday, the trough continues to move closer to the Great Basin, bringing some very strong winds out ahead of that low and some precipitation to the north. Ventilation rates are high. Again, the winds on Monday will be very strong across much of western Utah and into southern Nevada with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. And the minimum relative humidities will be quite low out ahead of that cold front as well. It's looking for single digits potentially. So even though we are in the middle of green up, these conditions that we're expecting on Monday could still lead to some fire growth. On Tuesday, the low swings through the Great Basin, bringing precipitation to the north and some cooler temperatures to the northern and central portions of the area. Behind the cold front, ventilation rates are very high. On Wednesday, we'll continue to see that cold front swinging south through the Great Basin, bringing cooler temperatures area-wide and some precipitation to a larger portion of the area as well, with high ventilation rates. And then by late in the day Thursday, precipitation should be declining with drier conditions moving into the area, ventilation rates staying high. Okay, temperature whiplash here. Our highs on Saturday are going to be very high, with highs near 90 in Boise and in the mid to upper 80s across much of the rest of the Great Basin. And then as that trough moves through on Wednesday, our temperatures will decrease by 20 to, in some areas, near 30 degrees, just with that next trough moving through, bringing cooler temperatures by Wednesday. Precipitation totals for days 4 and 5 are shown here. This is Monday through Tuesday night. Again, better chances for precipitation over the central Idaho mountains, western Wyoming, and northern Nevada and northern Utah. And then Wednesday into the first part of Thursday, we'll see some precipitation lingering mainly over the northern and northeastern portions of the area. The extended forecast for May 16th through the 22nd calls for probably around near normal temperatures for much of the area and near normal precipitation. Not a really strong trend as we head into the third week of May. And this concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Monday for the latest updates.